Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along.
What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Mako from It's the Beast, and today we're going to do a deck profile of the Super Heavy Samurai deck. So let's start off with the main deck, and what's cool about this deck is that it only consists of monster cards, no spells or traps at all. So let's start off then. First we have a battle fader, because you know it fades the battle. And then we have two giant rats. Its effect is basically, if say one of them gets destroyed, you can special summon the second one from your deck. Then we have 3 Super Heavy Samurai Battle Balls, and it's a really cool card because it's easy to synchro summon monsters with it, and its effect is if all monsters that you control are Super Heavy Samurai cards, then its effect is that you can use a monster from the opponent's side of the field to synchro summon. So if both their levels equal the level of the synchro monster, then you can synchro summon. And then 2 Big Bankeis, which its effect is that you can attack in defense position, and you can attack in defense position, and its damage calculation is like you apply their defense points for damage calculation. Then we have 1 Super Heavy Samurai Magnet. Its effect is when it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster from your hand, and then you have to change this to defense position. And then what's good about it is once it's summoned and then its effect is activated, then your opponent can attack any other monsters other than this card. Then next we have 2 Super Heavy Samurai Thieves, and you can special summon it if you don't have any spell traps in your graveyard. And what it does is either you can destroy a spell or trap and then put it on your side of the field, or you can destroy a card in your opponent's pendulum zone, and then you put it in your pendulum zone. And then 3 Super Heavy Samurai Flutists. So what it does is that you can tribute this card and special summon a Super Heavy Samurai monster from your hand. And if you and then the monster that you special summon with this card's effect, if an opponent's monster targets it destroys it by effect, then you can banish this card and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. Then you have 2 Super Heavy Samurai Scales. So what it does is if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters and you control no monsters, then you could special summon this card from your hand, and if it's special or normal summoned, you can target a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster from the grave, and you can special summon it in defense position. Then you have Giga Gloves, Super Heavy Samurai Giga Gloves, and what it does is if this card's set to the grave and you have no spell trap cards in your grave, which you shouldn't because there's no spell traps in this deck, then you're able to look at the top 5 cards in your deck, and you can put them in any order you want. Then next you have two Super Heavy Samurai Soulbuster Gauntlets, and what it does is if you equip it to a Super Heavy Samurai card, it gains 400 defense points, and then once you enter a battle phase, if you attack an opponent's monster, then you can send this card to the grave, and then the card that you attack with gets double its defense points. Then we have Super Heavy Samurai Soul Horns, and this is good because you can target a Super Heavy Samurai monster you control and equip the monster from your hand or side of the field to that target. So basically what it does, it can make a second attack during each battle phase while this card's equipped to that monster. So you could and then its effect is you can then special summon it to the field if you want, and you can use it once per turn. Next is Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. And basically, if you equip this monster from your hand or the side of the field, you can equip it to a monster that you control, and if it attacks if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. So, and if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add a super heavy samurai monster from your deck to your hand, except this card. Then you have a super heavy samurai drum, and then if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target a super heavy samurai monster from your graveyard, except super heavy samurai drum, and special summon it. Next, you have Soulfire Suit. So you can target a super heavy samurai monster you control, equip the monster from your hand or side of the field to that target, and then that monster's level becomes 5. So it's pretty handy for like synchro summoning if you want. And you can discard this card, then target a defense position super heavy samurai monster you control, and until the end of this turn, it loses 800 defense but can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Next, you have 3 super heavy samurai general corals. It's good for like a pendulum scale, and its pendulum effect is while you have a spell trap card in the grave, this card's pendulum scale becomes 4. Once per turn, when a super heavy samurai monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can activate this effect, and your monster can make a second attack in a row, even if this card leaves the field. And if you have no spell trap, and its normal like monster effect is if you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you contribute up to 2 super heavy samurai monsters and draw that many cards. You can use the effect of this card once per turn. Then you have 2 transporters, and its effect is if you have no spell trap cards in your grave, you can special summon this card, and then after this card is special summoned this way, you can't special summon anymore this turn. And its effect is you contribute this card and then special summon up to 2 monsters from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in defense position, then draw cards equal to the number of monsters special summoned by this effect. And of course, you can only use this effect once per turn. Then we have Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter, and it's a tuner monster. And if you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and after this card was special summoned this way, you can't special summon for the rest of the turn except for super heavy samurai monsters. And if this card is tributed for the tribute summon of a super heavy samurai monster and sent to the graveyard, then you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. And look, another super heavy samurai drum. Sorry it wasn't together with the other one, but oh well. Same effect, you know what it does. If you don't, you can rewind the video and check it out from the previous Super Heavy Samurai drum. Next, we have Super Heavy Samurai Soulbreaker Armor. What it does is you could target a Super Heavy Samurai monster you control and equip this monster from your hand or your side of the field to that target. It loses 1,000 defense, also it can't be destroyed by battle. So if this card is sent to your graveyard, you can banish all Super Heavy Samurai Soulbreaker Armors from your graveyard, then target a super heavy samurai monster on the field whose current defense is lower than its original defense, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between its current and original defense. And then finally, for the main deck, you have Super Heavy Samurai General Jade. That completes the pendulum scale from General Coral. And its pendulum effect is you can't pendulum summon monsters except for Super Heavy Samurai monsters, and this effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can target a Super Heavy Samurai monster that you control, increase its level by 1, even if this card leaves the field. And its normal monster effect is you could tribute summon this card by tributing a Super Heavy Samurai monster, and when this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can change its battle position, and this card can attack while in face-up defense position, and if it does, apply its defense for damage calculation. So that's all for the main deck, and let's go on to the extra deck. So you have a Castel, the Skyblast Musketeer. It's ranks 4, so you need 2 level 4 monsters, and its effect is you can detach an XYZ and XYZ material from this card, then target a face-up monster on the field, change it to face-down defense position, and you can detach 2 XYZ materials from this card, then target one other face-up card on the field, shuffle it into the deck, and you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. Then you have a Gear Geigen X, and it's rank 4, and to exceed summon it you need 2 level 4 machine type monsters. And once per turn, you can detach an Xyz monster from this card and add 1 level 4 or lower machine type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. When this card leaves the field, you can target 1 level 3 or lower Georgia or Gargia monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. Next, we have a Synchro, and that's Leo, the keeper of the sacred tree. And then this effect is the face-up card. This face-up card on the field cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effect except during your main phase 2. Next, we have Levier, the Sea Dragon, which has a rank of 3, and so you need 2 level 3 monsters to Xyz summon it. And once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to target 1 banished level 4 or lower monster, and then special summon that target to your side of the field. Next, we have Naturia Barkion. It's a pretty cool looking card, and you need an Earth Tuner and then 1 or more non-tuner Earth monsters. And during either player's turn, when a trap card is activated, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, this card must be, and then if you do, destroy it. And this card must be face up on the field to activate or resolve this effect. Next, you have Naturia Beast, which again you need Earth Tuner and 1 or more non-Earth Tuner monsters. While this card is face up on the field, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. Next, we have another Xyz monster, number 101, Silent Honor Arc, and you need 2 level 4 monsters to Xyz summon it, and you can detach 2 Xyz material from this card, then target a special summon monster your opponent controls in face-up attack position. Attach it to this card as a face-up Xyz material, and you can only use the effect of a number 101 Silent Honor Arc once per turn. If this card would be destroyed, you can detach an Xyz material from this card instead. So then we have 2 Warlord Sassunos. It needs a machine type tuner and 1 or more non-tuner super heavy samurai monsters. This target can attack while in face-up defense position, and if it does, apply its defense for damage calculation once per turn during either player's turn. If you have no spell card, trap cards in your graveyard, you can target 1 spell trap card in your opponent's graveyard, set it to your side of the field, but banish it when it leaves the field. So, I mean, I guess it's a pretty cool card to use. Next, you have 3 Super Samurai Ogre Shuten Dojis, and what it does is when it synchro summon, you can destroy all spell trap cards in your opponent's spell trap zone. And then you have a Super Heavy Samurai Beast QB, and then what it does is this target can attack while in face-up defense position. If it does, applies defense for damage calculation. If you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, this card gains 900 defense for each special summon monster your opponent controls. Then a Star Eater, because it must be synchro summoned, can't be special summoned by any other way. This card's synchro summon cannot be negated, but when synchro summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated. If this card attacks, it's unaffected by other effects until the end of the damage step. And then finally, you have a Soul of the Silver Mountain, and I don't have the card at the moment. My friend has it at the moment. But what its effect is once per turn you can detach an Xyz material from this card to target a set card in your opponent's spell trap card zone, and it can be activated. While this card is face up on the field, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle while it has Xyz material, you can target an earth monster in your graveyard and special summon that target in face up defense position. That's all for the Super Heavy Samurai deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, smash that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more content from this channel. And thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Mako from It's the Beast, and I'll see you in the next video.